once again, Dallas, Texas. This is Talk Radio 1190 with Ask the Experts. I am Anthony Sonoya with Roger Wakefield of Expert Plumber for Ask the Experts with Texas Green Plumbing and Ryan Harper from Propelio. I guess let's jump back into the social media aspect. What is the biggest thing social media-wise for Texas Green Plumbing and Propelio?
Well, for Propelio, it's the engagement side. As Roger was saying in that last segment, he likes LinkedIn for business and YouTube for the consumer. For Propelio, we're real estate investors at heart, and I would say in the past 2.5 years, Facebook has really launched as far as how investors communicate with each other. So if you're listening and you're not active on Facebook, go to Facebook, log in, and just type in real estate investor and then your city. And join one of those groups, and you will be just blown away with how much engagement people are having. So if somebody's doing something good, you'll know. If somebody's doing something shady, you'll also know. But for us, it's all about the engagement. So, would it be cool to have gajillions of views? Absolutely, that's cool. But at the end of the day, my metric is I will never be able to compare to a 12-year-old doing makeup tutorials. So why not even think about that? So for us, it's the engagement. So if I have a video that has 10,000 views and has 7 comments, to me, that's failure. But if I have a video that has 100 views but 400 comments, to me, that's success. So it's the ability to reach out and communicate and build that community around your brand.
And you're striking a chord in somebody's brain. You're actually getting people to talk about
where they
something.
feel they know you and you know them back.
Per se. Well, that's awesome.
And Facebook's good because it lets me communicate with realtors too. When I first got into this, I started doing sewer and water tests because a realtor came to me and talked to me about another company, a foundation company here in Dallas that had their own plumbing company. They had done a sewer water test for a home that they did the foundation work on and told them that basically everything under the house needed to be replaced. It was a $40,000 job.
Kind of like Champs.
Oh, yeah. That's another issue.
I was going to say, we can talk about that later if you want.
Same type deal. But she asked me, she said, Roger, is this accurate? I said, to be honest, the only thing I know to do is tell you, let me start over, let me test it, and I can at least tell you if the leaks are that bad. They had one leak under that house. And that was it.
Wow.
It turned out to be an $8,000 repair. So by bringing in, and I'm going to say a better plumbing company, they saved $32,000.
Wow.
Now,
that's not small potatoes.
No, it's not. And she had heard about me from a painter through Facebook and this, that, and whatnot. But Facebook is good because it lets there's plumbers groups out there. There's real estate groups out there. I'm in a lot of real estate groups because I work with real estate agents because I want them to help their buyer.
And also,
the greatest thing they can do to help their buyer sometime is to make them more informed about some of these tests and the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. Now, social media has become so big to us. Actually, Tuesday, Will Rosebach, my videographer, and I are headed to Los Angeles, and we're meeting up with Gary V., with Daryl Eves, with Nick Nemeth, with Tim Schmoyer, Laria Petrucci. We're going to Vid Summit, and it's all about learning how to do video better, how to do social media better, how to help our customers better.
And if you're not familiar with those names, those are all huge names in the entrepreneurial world.
I was going to say, it would sound like, because you right off the cuff had their names. I mean, they don't mean anything to me, but at the same time, I mean, people out there.
Anthony, I'm glad you brought that up because one thing I will say about Facebook, it's almost like a trap because while we've built our community with Propelio and we have our community and we have our fans and we have our cheerleaders, which is awesome, it almost makes you feel like, hey, I'm doing this right. But what I love about networking and social networking and live events, you go to another just random real estate investor event you've never heard of and no one knows you. And you're like, cool, I need to step up my game.
Crickets.
Yeah, but because while at other events you go to and you can't walk half a step without, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you, which is also awesome. But I actually prefer the events that and meeting people who have never heard you, don't know your company, don't know your name, because that gives you an opportunity to spread the word, spread who you are.
Make that first impression, if you will.
Well, hopefully it's not a first impression because, look at me.
if I go back and look at what got me into social media, I hired a company that was doing things for me, and American Standard ran a contest, and they were looking for the expert plumber, the next expert plumber.
This.
I won it, and we had so much fun making the video. And once we went to Piscataway, New Jersey, and started talking to them about it, they were like, "Look, you were just hands down the winner." I mean, immediately. They said we had a 1-hour meeting scheduled for it, and the first 5 minutes, people were going, "Roger, Roger, Roger." So, exactly. Thank you. I'll be here for the next 40 minutes.
We I need to step up my game. I've never gotten a Ryan chant before.
I know. But I started doing videos for American Standard, and they actually sent a media and marketing crew down from St. Paul, Minnesota, and we did videos there. And, I mean, I've got 6 or 8 videos on American Standard's YouTube page, and we share them on our page. And we just started having so much fun teaching people how to do plumbing. And it's like, look, if we teach everybody in Dallas how to do plumbing, man, we can save them a ton of money. And it's been a good deal for us.
Before we move on, I do want to just jump on something you said at the very beginning, because you were talking about how you had hired out a company. I think if I can give one nugget away of this segment, this episode is in really take ownership of your engagement, take ownership of your social media, because I think the past several years, businesses, companies, they're like, oh, let's hire this firm out of Los Angeles because obviously they're doing a better job than we are. Social media is hard. I understand that. We were talking about that before the show started. That being said, it's all about the engagement side. So if Ryan Harper is going to be on Facebook saying, hey, what's up, everybody? Guess what? It is Ryan Harper saying, hey, what's up, everybody? And the only reason I say that is because it is really hard to train somebody who lives thousands of miles your voice. And maybe I'm wrong, and business experts can say, well, that's not scalable. You know what? You're probably right. But at the end of the day, we're all about authenticity, and we're all about abundance, and we're trying to make sure when you know who you're talking to, it's me. Like, it is what it is.
Can I ask you a question real quick? With social media, and, like when I go on Facebook and I go to a friend's page and they have a mutual friend, I'm like, wow, it's like a small world per se. And, with, your business being on Facebook, is it kind of like almost a testimonial, whenever you have other either plumbers or other either customers per se, future customers saying like, oh, I know that person that you're already friends with, and maybe they can give them a testimonial. Has that worked in any type of fashion or scale, do you know of, or is it something...
For Propelio, like with real estate investors, I made a decision about 2 years ago or about a year and a half ago. Like here's my profile, and I just dropped a bomb on it. Like I just decided, because I can't remember if it was Gary Vee or Grant Cardone that had this mentality of, because people, they naturally think, oh, I need to have my business profile, I have my personal profile, and then I actually have what's actually me. And if you do that, you're trying to be too many people. So when I say I dropped a bomb, I just said, screw it. I'm going to be me, and if you like me, you like me. You don't, you don't. And so if you're a real estate investor, I've probably sent you a friend request, whether we have mutuals or not. Okay. Like I'll drop Real Estate Investor San Antonio because we do a business there. Add. But so from the mutual side, from my point of view, probably not, just because I'm adding everyone under the sun that's in my industry.
Okay.
And here's how I see that is, yes, if we share a common friend, and I've had people do this. I've had people send me a message and say, I see you're friends with Ryan. Can you introduce me to Ryan, or can you hook me up with Ryan or something like that? We want to talk. So social media is, and it's like Ryan said, we're around the world. Exactly. And the videos that I make aren't just being seen here. And that's one thing I like about LinkedIn and their analytics is I can literally go in and look at a video, and I can see that my video is being watched by, 500 people at Keller Williams, 800 people at Century 21. It's being looked at by 100 people in New York, 500 people in Austin or wherever. And our videos are being seen so many places. I've got people, LinkedIn watches a ton of my videos. It's great.
I guess with LinkedIn and going to like your licenses, what type of licenses do you hold, and can you put those on LinkedIn so people know what licenses you do hold?
I probably have most of my licenses on a lot of my social media channels. In Texas, I've got every plumbing endorsement that there is, and at the master level. So I'm a master plumber. I'm a master med gas plumber. I'm a master water supply protection specialist. I'm a master multipurpose residential fire protection system specialist. I'm a RMP. And there's probably 10 to 12 plumbers in the state of Texas that have every endorsement at the master level. But I want it because when Ryan calls me, if he wants to talk about a residential fire protection system, I can talk to him about it. If he calls me and says, hey, look, I've got a buyer that is dealing with lead in their water, is this something you can talk about? Absolutely, because I'm a water supply protection specialist. And I think that makes me a more well-rounded plumber because I understand all of it.
A to Z, yeah.
The whole system.
You're not just hitting in the middle within.
And just to be clear, as a real estate investor, I strive to look good and talk good.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he's rattling off those licenses. I don't have those.
Well, I try to look good and smell good. So completely different story.
If you want to get a hold
plumber.
to Roger, anybody out there, let's go ahead and grab your phone, put it in real quick. It's 972-442-4101 and online at texasgreenplumbing.com. And Ryan, I don't have your phone number here.
Yeah,
if you want to put
we're
that
a
out
virtual
there.
company, so we don't really do the phone numbers.
Okay.
We just have a website that people can sign up, propelio.com, Propelio. No, that's not right. Propelio.com.
And I wrote it down for him. It's right in front of him.
I know.
And if you got your phone out, open up YouTube, go to The Expert Plumber, and subscribe to that channel. The
And
videos
Propelio.
are great.
All right, guys. Well, we are sitting here with Roger Wakefield and Ryan Harper. We are Ask the Experts radio show, and we'll be right back after these messages.